Ever felt like life's a roller coaster, throwing you curveballs left and right? Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty sweet hack for navigating that crazy ride. They were like the original life coaches, figuring out how to stay chill even when things got hectic. Stoicism isn't just some dusty old philosophy. It's a practical toolkit for living a better life. Think of it as a mental gym where you can build your inner strength and resilience. By following these 12 Stoic principles, you'll learn how to roll with the punches. Life's gonna throw you curveballs, but you don't have to let them knock you down. Focus on what you can control. Stop stressing about things you can't change. Find peace in the present moment. Stop dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Cultivate gratitude. Appreciate the little things in life, and so much more. So, if you're ready to level up your life and become a more resilient, happy and fulfilled human being, then this guide is for you. Let's dive into the wisdom of the Stoics and discover how their timeless principles can help us thrive in today's fast-paced world. Here's a breakdown of how this introduction incorporates the requested elements. Casual tone. The use of phrases like "life's a roller coaster" and "pretty sweet hack" makes the content more relatable and engaging. Philosophical concepts. The introduction mentions the Stoics and their focus on mental strength and resilience. Real-world examples. The reference to life-throwing curveballs and the idea of a mental gym make the concepts more tangible. Benefits. The introduction highlights the benefits of practicing Stoicism, such as increased resilience, happiness, and fulfillment. Call to action. The final sentence encourages the reader to continue reading and apply the principles to their own lives. Additional tips for creating an engaging introduction. Use vivid imagery. Paint a picture in the reader's mind to make the content more memorable. Ask questions. Engage the reader by asking questions that they can relate to. Tell a story. Share a personal anecdote or a story about a famous Stoic to illustrate the concepts. Use strong language. Choose words that evoke emotion and create a sense of urgency. By following these guidelines, you can create an introduction that will capture your audience's attention and leave them eager to learn more. Lesson 1. Chill out. Dude, mastering your inner circle. Ever felt like you're drowning in a sea of stuff you can't control? Like your boss is breathing down your neck, traffic is a total nightmare, and your favorite sports team just lost? Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty sweet hack for dealing with all that noise: the dichotomy of control. Basically, it's like having two circles in your mind. Circle 1 is for all the stuff you can actually do something about: your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. Circle 2 is for everything else: the weather, other people's opinions, and world events. According to the Stoics, like the OG chill dude, Epictetus, we waste a ton of energy stressing about stuff that's way outside our circle of control. It's like trying to change the weather. You can put on a jacket, but you can't make the sun come out. So, what does this mean for your everyday life? Stop sweating the small stuff. Is your flight delayed? Chill. Is your favorite coffee shop closed? No biggie. Focus on what you can control: finding a new coffee spot or using the extra time to read a book. Own your reactions. When something crappy happens, remember that your reaction is your choice. You can let it ruin your day, or you can choose to see it as a learning experience. Practice gratitude. Shift your focus to the things you are grateful for: a roof over your head, good friends, a warm bed. These are all things within your circle of control to appreciate. Remember, the Stoics weren't just a bunch of grumpy old philosophers. They were badass warriors, politicians, and teachers who knew a thing or two about dealing with stress. By mastering the dichotomy of control, you're not just following in their footsteps, you're joining a long tradition of people who have found peace and purpose in a chaotic world. So, next time you find yourself getting worked up about something, ask yourself, is this something I can actually control? If the answer is no, let it go. Focus on what's within your power and watch your stress levels melt away. Let's get real. Life's gonna throw curveballs your way. But by understanding the dichotomy of control, you can become more resilient, more focused, and ultimately, more happy. Lesson 2. Live in the now. Dude, the power of the present moment. Ever caught yourself lost in thought, replaying an embarrassing moment from your past or stressing about a future event? You're not alone. Our minds love to wander, especially when it comes to stuff we can't control. But the ancient Stoics had a game-changing idea: living in the present moment. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that our happiness and peace of mind were directly tied to our ability to focus on the now. It's like trying to catch a wave. If you're constantly thinking about the past or the future, you're going to miss the wave completely. So, how do we actually do this? Mindfulness meditation. This is like a gym for your brain. It helps you train your mind to focus on the present moment, one breath at a time. Digital detox. Our phones and social media can be major distractions. Try setting aside some time each day to disconnect and be fully present. Practice gratitude. Focusing on what you're grateful for in the present moment can help shift your mindset away from negative thoughts. Let's break it down. Imagine you're at a concert. You're standing there, surrounded by people you love, listening to your favorite band. But instead of soaking it all in, you're scrolling through your phone, worrying about work tomorrow. You're missing the whole experience. The Stoics would say, "Dude, put down your phone and enjoy the show." Living in the present moment isn't about ignoring your problems or pretending they don't exist. It's about accepting what is, without judgment. It's about finding peace and contentment in the here and now. Remember, the past is gone and the future is uncertain. The only thing we truly have is this very moment. By focusing on the present, we can reduce stress, improve our relationships, and live a more fulfilling life. So, the next time your mind starts to wander, gently bring it back to the present moment. Notice the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, and the thoughts passing through your mind. You'll be amazed at how much more peaceful and connected you'll feel. Lesson 3. Expect the unexpected. The power of negative visualization. Ever heard the saying, "Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst"? Well, the ancient Stoics took this idea and ran with it. They developed a practice called negative visualization. It sounds a bit gloomy, but trust me, it's actually a super helpful tool for building resilience and appreciating the good stuff. Basically, negative visualization is all about imagining the worst-case scenario. It's like a mental fire drill. By picturing what could go wrong, you can mentally prepare yourself for whatever life throws your way. The idea is that once you've faced the worst in your mind, real-life setbacks won't seem so bad. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that by anticipating the worst, we could reduce our fear of the unknown and live more freely. It's kind of like getting a vaccine. By exposing yourself to a weakened version of a virus, your body builds up immunity. Negative visualization works the same way, but for your mind. So, how do you actually do this? Let's say you have a big presentation coming up. Instead of just thinking about how great it's going to go, try imagining all the ways it could go wrong. Maybe you'll forget your lines, or the projector will stop working. By mentally preparing for these potential disasters, you'll be less likely to panic if they actually happen. Here are some other examples. Job interview. Imagine the interviewer asking you tough questions you don't know how to answer. Vacation. Picture your flight being cancelled or losing your luggage. Relationship. Envision your partner saying something hurtful or ending the relationship. Now I know what you're thinking. Why would I want to think about all that negative stuff? Well, the thing is, life is unpredictable. Bad stuff happens. By preparing for the worst, you're not inviting negativity into your life. You're simply acknowledging that it's a possibility and taking steps to make it less painful. Here's the kicker. Negative visualization doesn't mean you should dwell on the negative. It's a tool to help you appreciate the good things in your life. When you've imagined the worst, the reality often seems much better than you expected. So the next time you're feeling anxious about something, try practicing negative visualization. It might seem counterintuitive, but it's a powerful way to build resilience and live a more fulfilling life. Remember, the Stoics weren't just a bunch of gloomy philosophers. They were some of the most successful and influential people of their time. By adopting their practices, you can become more resilient, more confident, and better prepared for whatever life throws your way. Lesson 4. Roll with the punches. The power of acceptance. Ever found yourself getting all worked up about something that's completely out of your control? Like traffic is backed up, your favorite team lost, or your plans got cancelled. Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty chill way of dealing with these kinds of setbacks. Acceptance. Basically, it's about saying, okay, this is what's happening right now. I can't change it, so let's figure out how to deal with it. It's like trying to control the weather. You can put on a jacket, but you can't make the sun come out. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that our suffering comes not from what happens to us, but from our resistance to what happens to us. It's like trying to hold on to sand. The harder you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. So, how do we actually practice acceptance? Mindfulness meditation. This helps you observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Cognitive restructuring. This is all about challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with more realistic ones. Let go of expectations. When you let go of expectations, you're less likely to be disappointed. Let's break it down. Imagine you're at a restaurant and your order gets messed up. You could get angry and demand to see the manager, or you could take a deep breath and say, "Oops, mistakes happen. I'll just order something else." The Stoics would say, choose the latter. Here's the thing. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means accepting what is, while still taking action to improve your situation. For example, if you lose your job, you can accept the fact that you're unemployed, but you can also start looking for a new one. Remember, life is full of ups and downs. By learning to accept what you can't change, you'll be better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. So the next time something doesn't go your way, try to practice acceptance. It might not be easy at first, but with practice, it can become a powerful tool for reducing stress and increasing your overall happiness. The Stoics weren't just philosophers, they were real people who faced real challenges. They understood that life is messy and unpredictable, but they also knew that we have the power to choose how we respond to it. By embracing the practice of acceptance, you're joining a long tradition of wise people who have found peace and purpose in a chaotic world. Lesson 5. Be a better human. The power of virtue. Ever wondered what it really means to live a good life? The ancient Stoics had a pretty clear answer. It's all about virtue. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, "Oh great, another lecture on morality," hear me out. The Stoics believed that the only thing truly good in life is virtue. That means qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These aren't just abstract concepts. They're practical tools for living a better life. Think of it like this. Imagine you're building a house. You need a strong foundation, right? Well, virtue is the foundation of a good life. It's what keeps you grounded and helps you make good decisions, even when things get tough. So, what does it mean to be virtuous in today's world? Wisdom. It's about using your knowledge and experience to make sound judgments. It's about knowing the difference between what you can control and what you can't. Courage. This isn't about being fearless. It's about doing what's right, even when it's difficult. It's about facing your fears head-on. Justice. It's about treating others fairly and honestly. It's about standing up for what you believe in, even when it's unpopular. Temperance. This is about moderation and self-control. It's about avoiding extremes and finding balance in your life. Let's break it down. Imagine you're at work and your boss asks you to do something that you know is wrong. You could choose to do it and get ahead, or you could stand up for what you believe in, even if it means risking your job. That's courage. Here's the thing. Being virtuous isn't about being perfect. It's about striving to be your best self. It's about making mistakes and learning from them. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of chaos and uncertainty. They found meaning and purpose in their lives by focusing on virtue. So, the next time you're faced with a difficult decision, ask yourself, what would a virtuous person do? By striving to embody these qualities, you'll not only improve your own life, but you'll also make the world a better place. The Stoics believed that the greatest good we can do is to live a virtuous life. By focusing on developing these qualities, we can find greater happiness, peace, and fulfillment. Lesson 6. Chill out. Dude, the problem with wants and fears. Ever felt like you're on a hamster wheel, always chasing after the next big thing? Or maybe you're constantly worried about what could go wrong? Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty clever way of dealing with these feelings, limiting our desires and minimizing our aversions. Basically, the Stoics believed that our suffering comes from our attachments to things. When we desire something really badly and we don't get it, we feel pain. And when we fear something really badly and it happens, we feel even more pain. It's like being addicted to a roller coaster. The highs are great, but the lows are brutal. The Stoics, like the wise old Epictetus, believed that true freedom comes from letting go of these attachments. It's kind of like decluttering your mind. When you have fewer things to worry about, you're less stressed. So, how do we actually do this? Practice gratitude. Focusing on what you have rather than what you don't can help shift your perspective. Mindfulness meditation. This can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, allowing you to let go of negative ones. Set realistic expectations. Don't set yourself up for disappointment by having unrealistic expectations. Let's break it down. Imagine you really want a new car. You spend all your time thinking about it, saving up for it, and comparing models. But then, when you finally get it, you're not as happy as you thought you would be. Why? Because you've attached so much of your happiness to this one thing. The Stoics would say, "Dude, chill out. A car is just a car." Here's the thing. It's okay to have desires and fears, but when those desires and fears control us, they can lead to a lot of suffering. By learning to let go of them, we can find greater peace and happiness. Remember, the Stoics weren't just a bunch of grumpy old philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found a way to navigate life's ups and downs by focusing on what they could control, their own minds. So, the next time you find yourself feeling stressed or anxious, ask yourself, is this something I really need? If the answer is no, let it go. By limiting your desires and minimizing your aversions, you'll be better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way. Lesson 7. Zoom out. Dude, the power of perspective. Ever felt like your problems were the biggest in the world? Like when you lose your keys or get stuck in traffic, it feels like the end of days. Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty cool way of putting things into perspective. The big picture. Basically, the Stoics believed that our problems only seem big when we zoom in on them. When we take a step back and look at the bigger picture, we realize that our problems are just small blips in the grand scheme of things. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that everything is temporary, nothing lasts forever, and that includes our problems. It's kind of like looking at a wave in the ocean. From a distance, it looks huge, but as it gets closer to the shore, it gets smaller and smaller, until it eventually crashes and disappears. So, how do we actually do this? Practice gratitude. Focusing on what you're grateful for can help you shift your perspective from the negative to the positive. Read history. Studying history can help you realize that the challenges we face today are nothing new. Spend time in nature. Being in nature can help you feel more connected to something bigger than yourself. Let's break it down. Imagine you're having a really bad day. Your boss yelled at you, you got a flat tire, and you spilled coffee all over your new shirt. It feels like the universe is against you. But if you step back and look at the bigger picture, you might realize that these are just minor inconveniences. The Stoics would say, dude, it's just a bad day. Tomorrow is a new day. Here's the thing. When we focus on our problems, we tend to magnify them. But when we take a broader perspective, we can see that our problems are often small and insignificant. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found a way to cope with life's challenges by keeping things in perspective. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, try to zoom out. Look at the bigger picture. Remember that everything is temporary and that you are a small but important part of something much larger. By practicing perspective, you'll be better equipped to handle life's challenges and find greater peace and happiness. Lesson 8. Be here now. The power of mindfulness. Ever caught yourself lost in thought, replaying an embarrassing moment from your past, or stressing about a future event? You're not alone. Our minds love to wander, especially when it comes to stuff we can't control. But the ancient Stoics had a game-changing idea: mindfulness. Mindfulness is all about paying attention to the present moment, without judgment. It's like being a fly on the wall of your own mind. You're simply observing your thoughts and feelings as they come and go, without getting caught up in them. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that mindfulness was key to living a happy and fulfilling life. By being present in the moment, we can reduce stress, improve our relationships, and make better decisions. So, how do we actually practice mindfulness? Meditation. This is like a gym for your brain. It helps you train your mind to focus on the present moment. Mindful breathing. Pay attention to your breath. Notice how it feels as it goes in and out of your body. Body scan. This involves focusing your attention on different parts of your body, noticing any sensations or tension. Let's break it down. Imagine you're waiting in line at the grocery store. Instead of getting annoyed at how long it's taking, you can use this as an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Focus on your breath. Notice the sensations in your body and observe any thoughts that come up. The Stoics would say, this is a great opportunity to practice patience and equanimity. Here's the thing, mindfulness isn't about trying to control your thoughts or feelings. It's about accepting them for what they are. When we practice mindfulness, we're not trying to escape from our problems. We're simply learning to be with them in a more mindful and compassionate way. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found a way to navigate life's challenges by staying present and mindful. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed, try to practice mindfulness. It might not be easy at first, but with practice, it can become a powerful tool for reducing stress and improving your overall well-being. Lesson 9. Spill the tea. The power of journaling. Ever had one of those days where your head is just too full of thoughts? Maybe you're stressed about work, worried about a relationship, or just feeling a bit lost. Well, the ancient Stoics had a simple yet powerful tool for dealing with all that mental clutter: journaling. Journaling is basically like having a personal therapist that you can talk to anytime, anywhere. It's a chance to get all your thoughts and feelings out on paper. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that journaling was a great way to gain self-awareness and improve your mental health. So, how do we actually do this? Free writing. Just start writing whatever comes to mind. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Gratitude journaling. Focus on the positive things in your life. Reflect on your day. Write about the highs and lows of your day. Let's break it down. Imagine you're having a really tough day at work. Instead of bottling up your emotions, you can write about what's bothering you. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, undervalued, or just plain frustrated. By putting your thoughts and feelings into words, you can start to make sense of them. The Stoics would say, this is a great opportunity to practice self-reflection and improve your understanding of yourself. Here's the thing, journaling isn't just about venting. It's also about identifying patterns in your thoughts and behaviors. For example, if you find that you're always feeling stressed out before big presentations, you can start to develop strategies for coping with those feelings. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found a way to navigate life's challenges by keeping a journal. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, grab a notebook and start writing. It might feel awkward at first, but trust me, it's worth it. By journaling, you're giving yourself the opportunity to grow, learn, and become a better version of yourself. By journaling, you're not just putting your thoughts on paper, you're creating a roadmap for your personal growth. Lesson 10. Count your blessings. The power of gratitude. Ever felt like you just can't catch a break? Well, the ancient Stoics had a pretty simple yet effective way to shift your perspective. Gratitude. It's all about focusing on the positive things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. The Stoics believed that gratitude was a powerful tool for happiness. By cultivating gratitude, we're essentially training our brains to focus on the good stuff. It's like having a mental filter that lets in all the positive vibes and blocks out the negative ones. So, how do we actually practice gratitude? Gratitude journal. Write down a few things you're grateful for each day. Mindful moments. Throughout the day, pause and appreciate the small things. Express gratitude to others. Thank the people in your life who make a difference. Let's break it down. Imagine you're having a really tough day at work. Your boss is being a jerk, your computer is acting up, and you're starting to feel overwhelmed. Instead of letting your negative emotions take over, you can try to shift your focus to something you're grateful for. Maybe it's the delicious cup of coffee you had this morning, or the fact that you have a roof over your head. The Stoics would say, even in the darkest of times, there is always something to be grateful for. Here's the thing, gratitude isn't about pretending that everything is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good things in your life, even when things are tough. By practicing gratitude, you're not only improving your mood, but you're also building resilience and fostering a more positive outlook on life. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers, they were real people who faced real challenges. They found a way to navigate life's ups and downs by focusing on what they were grateful for. So, the next time you're feeling down, try to practice gratitude. It might sound cheesy, but it really works. By focusing on the positive, you'll be amazed at how much better you'll feel. By cultivating gratitude, you're not just changing your perspective, you're changing your life. Lesson 11. Chill out, dude. The power of meditation. Ever feel like your mind is racing a million miles a minute? Like you can't seem to turn off those pesky thoughts that keep popping up? Well, the ancient Stoics had a secret weapon for calming the mind: meditation. Meditation is basically like taking a vacation for your brain. It's a practice that involves training your mind to focus on the present moment and let go of all the worries and distractions. The Stoics, like the wise old Marcus Aurelius, believed that meditation was a powerful tool for cultivating inner peace and clarity. So, how do we actually do this? Guided meditation. There are tons of guided meditations available online or through apps. Mindful breathing. Focus on your breath. Notice how it feels as it goes in and out of your body. Body scan. Pay attention to different parts of your body, noticing any sensations or tension. Let's break it down. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed. You have a million things on your to-do list, and you're not sure how you're going to get it all done. Instead of letting your anxiety spiral out of control, you can take a few minutes to meditate. Find a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. The Stoics would say, this is a great opportunity to practice equanimity and inner peace. Here's the thing, meditation isn't about emptying your mind. It's about learning to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them. It's like watching clouds float by in the sky. You simply notice them and then let them go. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found a way to navigate life's challenges by cultivating inner peace through meditation. So, the next time you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, try to meditate. It might feel weird at first, but with practice, it can become a valuable tool for managing stress and improving your overall well-being. By meditating, you're not just calming your mind, you're strengthening your ability to cope with life's challenges. Lesson 12. Find your tribe. The power of community. Ever felt like you're the only one going through something? Well, the ancient Stoics knew that humans are social creatures, and we thrive when we're part of a community. Connecting with like-minded people can provide support, accountability, and a sense of belonging. The Stoics, like the wise old Epictetus, understood the importance of human connection. They recognized that we're stronger together, and that sharing our experiences with others can help us grow and overcome challenges. So, how do we actually build community? Join groups. Find groups or clubs that align with your interests and values. Volunteer. Giving back to your community can help you connect with others who share your passion. Online forums. Connect with people from all over the world who share your interests. Let's break it down. Imagine you're trying to start a new diet or exercise routine. It can be really tough to stay motivated on your own. But if you join a fitness class or online support group, you'll have a community of people cheering you on and holding you accountable. The Stoics would say, we are social animals. It is in our nature to seek connection with others. Here's the thing. Being part of a community can provide a sense of purpose and belonging. When we surround ourselves with positive and supportive people, we're more likely to achieve our goals and live a fulfilling life. Remember, the Stoics weren't just philosophers. They were people who lived in a world full of uncertainty and chaos. They found strength and comfort in their communities. So, the next time you're feeling lonely or isolated, reach out to others. Join a club, volunteer, or simply start a conversation with someone new. You never know who you might meet or what kind of connections you might make. By connecting with others, you're not just building relationships, you're building a better version of yourself. So there you have it, 12 Stoic principles to help you navigate life's ups and downs. By focusing on what you can control, practicing gratitude, and cultivating inner peace, you can build a life that's more fulfilling and meaningful. Remember, Stoicism isn't about being a robot or suppressing your emotions. It's about finding wisdom in adversity, living in the present moment, and cultivating a strong sense of self. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. But don't just take my word for it. Give these principles a try. Start small and gradually incorporate them into your daily life. You might be surprised at how quickly you start to see positive changes. And hey, if you're feeling a bit lost along the way, don't be afraid to seek guidance from others. Join a Stoic community, find a mentor, or simply talk to a friend about what you're learning. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. Millions of people have found solace and strength in the teachings of the Stoics. It's time for you to join them. So, what are you waiting for? Start living a more intentional, fulfilling life today. Key elements of this conclusion. Recap. Briefly summarizes the key points of the guide. Call to action. Encourages the reader to put the principles into practice. Community. Emphasizes the importance of connecting with others who share similar goals. Empowerment. Reinforces the idea that the reader has the power to create positive change in their life. Inspiring tone. Leaves the reader feeling motivated and optimistic. Additional tips for creating a powerful conclusion. Use a strong closing statement. Make the final sentence memorable and impactful. Offer additional resources. Suggest books, podcasts, or online communities that the reader can explore. Create a sense of urgency. Encourage the reader to start practicing Stoicism now. End on a positive note. Leave the reader feeling hopeful and inspired. By following these guidelines, you can create a conclusion that will leave a lasting impression on your readers.